This week on The Real Deal, we are going to discuss a topic that we haven't yet discussed, something which will happen to all of us eventually. That is a topic of death. Now, the question that came in was, is it a legal requirement to discuss or to disclose if somebody has died in a property here in Queensland? Now, every state has different legislations and laws, but to my knowledge, in Queensland, when someone has passed away in a property from natural causes, you do not have to disclose it. It's entirely up to an agent if they wish to do so, and it's in fact up to an agent if they even want to ask an owner if somebody has died on the property. I remember I once went to a listing appointment and I had a hunch that someone had died on the property. So when I got there, I met the son-in-law. He was a lovely guy and he was handling everything. And I went through the whole listing appointment. He signed up and I said, now, I don't want to know if someone has died on the property and I'm not going to ask the question. And he said, good, don't ask the question. So he kind of gave it away. But if I'd known beyond all doubt that someone had passed away in the property, then legally it's my job to disclose it if I am asked that question. All right, if I'm not asked that question, I don't need to disclose it. Now, if it's a murder, well, that's entirely different. It's been a crime scene, and yes, you do have to disclose that somebody has been murdered on that property, particularly if it's well known and well documented. Now, remember that when a property is listed, there is actually a section where it talks about certain aspects of the property which could ultimately affect a sale. Now, that is when you should disclose things which will affect a sale. For example, there was a burst water main and is still a leak. That's quite serious. That should be disclosed. Previous termite damage, that should be disclosed. Current termite activity definitely should be disclosed. So there's always information and things that should be disclosed at a listing appointment. I don't regard natural death as something hugely significant, but of course there are certain cultures in Australia and Indigenous cultures that absolutely want and wish to keep a property free from death, all right? And that's a personal thing, but again, it's something that only an agent or an owner can determine if it is significant enough to disclose. So hopefully that answers those questions this week on The Real Deal.